The story begins in Shanghai City. In a quiet room, a woman with blue-green hair, Jiang Wangshen, is breastfeeding her newborn son. She tells her baby, Chen Chen, how lucky he is to just eat and sleep, smiling that while she's losing sleep over him, it's worth it if he grows up healthy. Unknown to her, the baby is not ordinary. He is reincarnated and has the consciousness of his former life. As he feeds, he notes his brain isn't fully developed, yet he is aware. A blue game-like status screen appears, identifying him as Lin Zichen, 33 days old with a biological level of ordinary Tier 1. He realizes he has a special cheat ability. At 3 months old, Lin Zichen is in his crib while his parents, Jiang Wannin and Lin Yan, watch him. His father remarks on how physically gifted the baby seems, predicting he will become a mighty gene fuser or at least a cyborg. As they speak, Lin Zichen is kicking. A system notification announces he has kicked 10,000 times, granting him the biological attribute use in advance. This skill allows any part of his body he trains to grow infinitely stronger within carbon-based limits. He feels his strength grow and wonders what his father meant by gene fusers and cyborgs, imagining superheroes. By 4 months old, Lin Zichen has learned to sit up and crawl. To avoid frightening his parents with his unnaturally fast development, he trains only at night. Each time he crawls, his system rewards him with points. A month later, at 5 months old, he has mastered walking. At 6 months, he can finally sit up and crawl in front of his parents without it seeming too strange. While watching television, a news report on aberrant beasts shows gene fusers and cyborgs joining forces to fight them. For the first time, Lin Zichen understands this world is vastly different from his old one. He learns this Earth has mutated, giving rise to terrifying creatures called aberrant beasts. To fight them, humanity developed 2 paths. The first is mechanical ascension, where humans modify their bodies with technology to become powerful cyborgs. The second is gene modification, where humans fuse their genes with aberrant beasts, becoming gene fusers to fight monsters with their own power. Realizing the dangers, the reincarnated Lin Zichen resolves to use his system to grow up safely, evolve his abilities while laying low and survive in this perilous world. One day the doorbell rings. Jiang Wangshen opens it to a woman in a blue dress, Xu Ming, their new necks. Shuang introduces her family, her husband, Shenzani, and their young daughter, Shenking Han, who clutches a doll. Lin Xin looks at the little girl with purple hair. He acknowledges Shenning Han as his first friend in this new world, sensing their destinies will one day be tightly bound. Time passes and Lindishan dedicates himself to training. At 7 months, thanks to his use and advanced skill, he has mastered running, jumping, and basic language by talking to himself, earning stat points for each activity. By 8 months, his training has progressed to doing sit-ups and push-ups. He is careful to practice only when his parents are not around. But one day, his mother, Jiang Wangshen, walks onto the balcony and is shocked to see her 8-month-old son doing sit-ups. She rubs her eyes in disbelief. However, being a web novel author, she dismisses it as a stress-induced hallucination. Lindsay immediately pretends to be asleep, breathing a sigh of relief and making a mental note to be more cautious. A few days later, while giving him a bath, Jiang Wangshen makes another shocking discovery. She screams for her husband, Lin Yan. When he rushes in, she points out that their 8-month-old son has defined abs. Lin Yan is stunned. He excitedly suggests their son might be a one-in-a-illion prodigy with a bright future as a powerful gene fuser or cyborg. Hearing this genius narrative, Lin Zichen is relieved his secret is safe. Realizing how lucky he is to have 2 web novel authors for parents, Lin Zichen reflects that on this mutated Earth, he is not the only genius. He and his mother watch a news report about a 2-year-old from a martial arts family who can lift a 20 kilos dumbbell with one hand. Jiang Wang pulls her son close, proudly stating that her Chen Chen is just as amazing. Lin Zichen is touched by his mother's confidence and wonders if he'll also be able to lift 20 kilos when he turns 2. By the time Lin Zichen turns 2, his training has paid off. He has kept a low profile while secretly developing his strength, easily lifting a 20 kilos weight with one hand in the storage room. His session is interrupted when his mother calls that Han, Shenning Han's nickname, is here to play. Startled, he puts the weight down and goes out. He opens the door to find Shenning Han, now also 2, offering him a tart. Lin Zan internally remarks that due to their different mental ages, they don't play conventionally. While Han is a typical toddler, he uses every moment to train. He has found a unique way to spend time with her. Since she likes to stick close, she serves as a perfect custom-sized weighted vest for his exercises. There is, however, one recurring problem, which he is reminded of when he feels a warm wetness and cries out that Han has peed on him again. Another year passes. At age 3, Lin Ziqin's strength has grown exponentially, and he can lift a 40-kilogram weight with one hand. While watching TV, he sees a report about a 4-year-old prodigy lifting a 30-kilogram dumbbell and notes with satisfaction that he is already stronger. Despite his progress, his system still shows his biological level as ordinary Tier 1. He wonders what it would take to reach Tier 2. With these questions in mind, he steps out of his house for the first time. The world outside is a stunning futuristic cityscape with beastmen and cyborgs, which he assumes are the gene fusers and cyborgs he's heard about. Accompanied by his mother and their neighbors, Xu Mong and Shen Qinggan, he heads to the library. Since his parents don't let him use electronic devices, books are his best source of information. At the library, his mother points him toward the children's section, but Lin Ziqin heads for advanced encyclopedias with a worried Shanning Han following. The mothers watch in confusion. Shuang asks why he likes these books, and Zhang Wang guesses it's his genius genes. While Shanning Han offers him cookies, Lin Ziqin is absorbed in his reading. Through the books, he learns that all life is categorized into 6 biological levels: ordinary, advanced, rare, epic, legendary, and mythical, each divided into 9 tiers. He realizes normal humans like his parents are at the bottom. Ordinary Tier 1, as insignificant as ants compared to higher-level beings. This knowledge lights a fire under Lin Ziqin. He must accelerate his training while maintaining his cover. His system alerts him to a new quest. Read 100 million characters to be rewarded with the celestial root of wisdom. Excited to train both mind and body, he accepts. For the next year, Lin Ziqin splits his time between physical training and voracious reading. At age 4, he and Shen Qinghan begin kindergarten, holding hands with the IR teacher, Miss Jiang Mei. His hard work pays off. Soon after starting school, he breaks through to ordinary Tier 2. His physical prowess is immense. He can lift an 80-kilogram weight with one hand, high jump 1.2 meters, and sprint 100 meters in under 11 seconds. Outstanding stats for an adult, let alone a kindergartner. One day he finds children surrounding a crying Shen Qinghan, calling her a bedwetter. Seeing his friend bullied, he knows he must act. He leaps dramatically into the center of the bullies. He glares and unleashes a terrifying threat. If anyone bullies Han again, he will pee on their bed every day. The childish but menacing threat works. The bullies burst into tears, vowing never to return to kindergarten. Shen Qinghan looks at her protector with admiration. This act unlocks a new achievement, the title of Kindergarten Kid King, and a new series of quests. He is delighted he can work on multiple quests at once. Half a year later, he completes his reading quest. Having read 100 million characters, he is awarded the Celestial Root of Wisdom, granting him a perfect eidetic memory and peak human learning ability. Time flies, and soon he and Shanning Han are almost 7, posing for their kindergarten graduation photo. Even during vacation, Lin Ziqin does not rest. Now strong enough to train with a massive 200-kilo barbell. During the vacation, his abilities reached new heights. He could leap over 2 meters high and had broken the 8-second barrier in the 100-meter dash with a time of 7.98 seconds. His mind was just as sharp, boosted by his new attribute. He had already finished most of the elementary school curriculum. His new life began at Sunshine Elementary School. Because he was already self-studying advanced subjects, academic competitions were easy. He effortlessly took first place at the National Elementary School Academic Competition just to unlock his title as quickly as possible. Whenever he had free time, he would give Shanning Han private tutoring. Though not an exceptional talent, she was diligent. With his help, her grades improved dramatically, and after one semester, she was ranked second in the class with Linishan holding first place. To speed up his quest, he also participated in school sports meets, breaking every record. Just when he thought his school life would continue in this predictable routine, a special new transfer student appeared. The teacher introduced the newcomer, a girl with long silvery blue hair named Bai. Lin Ziqin immediately knew she was different. As she stood in the doorway, he could sense a faint, unusual aura that did not belong to a normal human. As the new transfer student Ba Shuer walks to find a seat, the other students watch her curiously. Shen Qinghan leans over to Lin Ziqin, whom she calls Xiao Chen, and whispers about how pretty Bai Shu's hair is. like winter snowflakes. However, Lin Zichen is not in the mood to discuss aesthetics. As Bayu sits near him, his mind is on the strange non-human aura he senses from her. He wonders if she could be a gene fuser or the descendant of one. In the following days, Bai proves to be an enigma. She doesn't speak to anyone and lays her head on her desk the moment class ends, remaining motionless. She barely even gets up for the restroom. At first, students are curious, even taking photos with her while she sleeps. But as her behavior doesn't change, they lose interest and the classroom returns to its routine. This piece is shattered over a month later. A bizarre phenomenon begins. Bauer starts to secrete a viscous white liquid. The substance has a foul odor and drips down her clothes and legs. The other students react with disgust, complaining about the terrible smell. A mean-spirited boy sneers a crude comment about the liquid and then pours his water bottle over her head, claiming he's washing her out. Humiliated and soaked, Bayu clenches her fist on the desk, and tears stream down her face as she begins to cry, her shoulders shaking with silent sobs. The bullies erupt in cruel laughter at her distress. Watching from their desks, Shen Qinghan turns to Lin Zichen with a worried expression, asking if they can help poor Baiju. Lin Zichen is confused. He had sensed Bayu was dangerous, so he can't understand why she is crying. He agrees to help. As he walks towards the bullies, he reevaluates his assessment. While he still doesn't understand her, he realizes that for now, she isn't a threat. She is just a weak girl being bullied, and he has to step in. Lini Chun walks up to the main bully and grabs him by the collar, calling out his name, Guan Chun. With a menacing smile, he orders the boy to wipe the water off Bue's desk. Guan Chun is terrified and stammers that he'll wipe it up right away. The other bullies know they are in trouble. Lindsay is notorious at school for being skilled at both academics and fighting. Not even 6th graders dared to mess with him. Knowing it's better to comply, they quickly grab tissues and clean up the mess. Once the desk is clean, Lindsay's gaze sweeps over the group. He commands everyone involved to apologize to her immediately. The bullies, sweating and terrified, quickly comply. They line up before her desk and bow their heads, offering apologies and promising never to bully her again. With the bullies gone, Bayu looks up, her eyes still tearful. She gratefully thanks both Lin Zichen and Shen Qinghan. Shen Qinghan puts a comforting hand on Bayu's shoulder, telling her that classmates are supposed to help each other. From that day on, Shen Qinghan makes it her mission to befriend the quiet white-haired girl, always dragging Lin Zichen along. The three begin spending their free time together. Shen Qinghan is especially kind, always sharing her tastiest snacks with Bayu first. During one of these moments, as Shen Qinghan offers her a treat, Bayu hesitates. She looks at them and asks if they aren't disgusted by her because she smells so bad. She explains she's sorry for not trusting them, but since she was little, she has always been ostracized by everyone. Having someone be nice to her feels so unreal that she thinks she must be dreaming. Bishur looks up in surprise when Shen Qinghan tells her firmly that this is not a dream. Shen Qinghan smiles gently and says she knows what it's like, so she would never be disgusted by her. She declares that as long as Bayu is willing, they will be friends forever, pulling a slightly exasperated Lindik into the promise. Overcome with emotion, Bashur tightly hugs Shen Qinghan. Tears of gratitude stream down her face as she thanks them for their kindness. After composing herself, she tells them she wants to give them a gift in return. She holds out a necklace with a pair of beast fangs, explaining it was a birthday present from her mother. She gives it to them, hoping it can be a symbol of their friendship. Shen Qinghan enthusiastically agrees, and the three children stand together in the schoolyard as the sun sets, joyfully declaring they will be friends forever. However, just as their newfound friendship was solidified, the unexpected happened. One day, Shen Qinghan is stunned to learn that Bayu has transferred out of the school. Lindichin confirms it, revealing that he saw her filling out the withdrawal papers. He flashes back to watching from the principal's office doorway. He saw Bayu with the principal and a large, intimidating man with cybernetic arms. The principal assured the man that Bayu's paperwork was complete and her information would be kept confidential. The encounter confirmed Lindichin's suspicions that Bayu's identity was not simple. From that day on, he never saw Bayu again, left to wonder about her. But he notes that the events that followed were what truly captured his attention. Sometime later, Lin Zichen is at home giving his mother Jiang Wangshan a shoulder massage. She sighs in relief, telling him the massage is perfect after a long day of typing. Lin Zichen internally notes that he learned professional massage techniques thanks to his celestial root of wisdom and is surprised by its usefulness. Their quiet evening is interrupted by a major news report. It features another incredible achievement by the Kyoto prodigy. At just 10 years old, the boy has successfully fused with aberrant beast genes and can now lift a 500-kilogram boulder with one hand. Lin Zikin recognizes the boy and realizes with a jolt that his rival has already begun gene fusion. His father, Lin Yan, complains that the Kyoto prodigy is always on TV, questioning if they are trying to turn him into an influencer. The parents discuss it. Lin Yanning explains the boy is from a 1,000-year-old martial arts family, so they likely have advanced gene fusion technology. Zhang Wangshen argues it's wrong to use a child as a guinea pig. Her husband counters that for such a family interests come first, earning a sarcastic, "You know everything" from his wife. While his parents bicker, Lindekin is deep in thought. He recalls that before the fusion, the prodigy could lift 100 kilograms. Now he can lift 500 kilograms, a five-fold increase. In comparison, Lin Zikin at only 8 can already lift a 300-kilogram weight with one hand without any gene fusion. He concludes with a confident fist pump that his own potential is far greater. His confidence was soaring, but that feeling was short-lived. The next news report taught him the true meaning of fear. Breaking news shows a city in a neighboring country completely devastated by a massive explosion. The report states that based on footage, the attack was carried out by giant aberrant rats. The screen shows horrifying images of monstrous rats swarming the ruins, capturing a screaming woman in their massive jaws, and then brutally devouring her. The news report continues, confirming heretics were responsible for the aberrant rat attack, fanning the flames from the shadows. At a press conference, an official from the devastated Sakura country pleads for international aid, explaining the heretics are a shadowy cult manipulating the beasts. Watching the news, Lin Zichen learns the cult is an anti-human organization of traitors who serve the aberrant beast for their own gain. He feels relieved to be born in a powerful, stable country, giving him a safe place to grow stronger while laying low. His thoughts are shattered by sonic booms outside. He rushes to the window and pulls back the curtain to see a squadron of heavily armed cyborgs flying through the night sky. He wonders why so many are being deployed, hoping nothing bad is happening. The next morning, everything seems normal. Lineage waits for Shenning Han, who runs up, apologizing for being late. As she approaches, he notices something strange. The beast fang necklace Bauer gave them, now worn by Shenning Han, emits a bright blue glow. He realizes the fang is from an aberrant beast and the source of the faint non-human aura he'd sensed from her. The glow fades as quickly as it appeared, and the two don't think much of it. However, between the cyborgs and the fang's reaction, Lin Zikin feels that something bad is about to happen. On their way to school, a striking woman with long red hair and a black dress leans against a lamppost watching them. She comments on what adorable kids they are and steps in front of them, asking if they are brother and sister. Shenqing proudly corrects her, explaining they are childhood best friends. The woman smiles wistfully, remarking how she wishes she had a childhood friend too. Then her expression turns sinister. She leans in, eyes glinting, and asks why they're going to school alone and where their parents are. As Shenning Han begins to answer, Lin Zikin quickly grabs her hand, cutting her off. He pulls her along, stating they're going to be late, leaving the mysterious woman behind. Once a safe distance away, he gently scolds Shenning Han, reminding her not to talk to strangers. She nods. After school, Lin Zichen leads them through a deserted alleyway. Shenning Han nervously comments on how creepy it is. Lin Zichen explains the area is scheduled for demolition and everyone has already moved out. Their walk is interrupted by a familiar voice. The red-haired woman from the morning appears, commenting on how they are finally out of school.